YouTube, what's going on, guys? Thank you for checking back in with another Doghouse TV video. As you see by the title, of course, we got a couple things going on as usual. Me and Winston are hanging out right now. We're hanging out in the house, chilling, grilling up some burgers on the good old George Foreman grill right here. Can never go wrong. But that's not what the video is about. The video is about some car parts. So I already did a little bit of unboxing here, but this is a power brace. Dang, there's more to cut. You wanna hold this real quick, bro? Thanks, man. I tried to like cut open the box so that way I could just make this easy, but I guess I let myself down. So this is a power brace that goes in between my tension rod bracket. Here you go. It's a cool little like S13 do-it-yourself instructions. But a guy online, I want to say I know it's Nick Crow. That's what I just wanted to double check. It's a little power brace that goes in between the tension rod brackets. He made a DIY kit. He sells these online, but I asked him to reach out to him and see if he could make a DIY kit for me, and he was able to do that. So I think I paid like 30 bucks or 35 bucks shipped for this guy. I'm going to weld that up on the car. I got to get some new tension rod brackets because mine are kind of beat up and bent from when I crashed my car. Like the first month that I had it, I slid into a curb or something. So I've got that. And then in other news, we're supposed to go pick up an engine for the white car, which is really exciting. It's going to be another single cam. I'm not doing anything crazy with it. Like I said, I just want to make it a daily driver and you know, enjoy the car. Obviously, I want to put some AC in it and just drive around for maybe about a month or two, and then I'm probably going to let it go and then try to get into another truck. That's the game plan, so we'll see where that goes. Anyways, I'm going to finish cooking up these burgers. We're going to eat, and then I'm going to call my buddy Patrick. He's going to come over, give me a hand, go and pick up the motor. We'll go grab that and get everything all squared away. So I'll see you guys shortly. Get this out of the way real quick for you guys. I forgot to film when we were leaving, but there's the new single cam. We're going to load her up in the back of the truck. Get her right. Alrighty, got the old single jingle loaded up. Patty B, thank you for your help, bro. We're gonna get her home, get her cleaned up, pull this intake manifold on it, and start swapping everything over. I'll probably do an oil pan and seal up the front cover, just get it squared away, and that way we can drop it in the car. I had some big plans for it, but honestly, I just want to get her driving and running, so we'll see how it is. Back to the house we go to unload. As you see, we're back at the house. There's the red car hanging out behind me. Oh gosh, no, sun glare. Maybe you can't see that. We got the engine unloaded from my buddy's truck. Got it in the garage. I think tonight we're gonna start ripping into it, see what it needs, swapping over the intake manifold, all that good stuff. I'll probably have to buy gaskets and stuff, so let me show you guys real quick. Got the whole gang in the garage.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers, beers.
Hey, we got your beer.
Thanks, dog. Hey, there she is. She's all in there. We're gonna pull off intake manifold, exhaust manifold, and whatever other accessories need to come off the S13 single cam and go on the hard body single cam. So we'll do a little research, make sure everything's kind of all similar, and we'll go from there.
Like my old, that little tube thing that you just hit the button and it hit, that's an unregulated one. That one would blow up in your face.
Ben loves to talk. Alright guys, so we are balls deep in the single cam, and we've come across some bad news. Well, we found this out earlier, but we're going to just update you guys and let you know. So you see right here, there's no casting for the starter. This is probably old news to like S13 people who've dealt with this, but this has a casting right here. And then also, if you look at the pan, there's a front sump, and then
the D21's rear sump.
Rear sump. So what we're going to do is take the head off the D21 engine. We're going to put this one on the S13 engine. The intake manifold is completely removed. Everything's removed and it's stuck on here. Can't get that off. We just removed the head bolts and front timing cover bolts. We're going to try to lift the head and separate it from there. But that's about it. That's the situation. So I'm an idiot, and I bought that when I should have just done my research, and I would have known that this wouldn't have worked, and I could have saved myself some money. But we're here and we're doing this, so shout out to Patty for helping me pick this thing up and then tear into it. And then we have the whole crowd here. These are people who are just, you know, cheering us on. Oh my god, I cannot put that in my YouTube video, so that's going to be yeah. So anyways, guys, we're going to rip into this a little bit more. I'll fire up the camera because this is some boring BS, and honestly it just,
the head is not stuck.
do you want to try to lift it a little bit, see if you move it? Patty's gonna try to, uh-oh, it's free, wiggle it, oh my goodness, The head is not seized. The intake manifold is. There we go. Alright guys, we're gonna get this head off of this and then check this block and go from there. So as you guys can see, it is the next day. We have Winston over here installing a Rocket Bunny Rep wide body kit. He's just doing his over fenders now. Got a bunch of pieces of the engine laid out here because it's all a bunch of freaking garbage. Might as well just CA swap this white car, but what's stopping me is that I can't get AC in it without doing custom lines and finding all the hardware. And I have to do the same amount of work to that CA over here. It needs to go through machining the whole 9 just like the KA, so I might as well just keep it OE. But here it is, bare block. This was the old rusty long boy that was a piece of junk. The head is absolute garbage. We are not going to be running that. The pistons don't look too bad. Rods don't look too bad. I'll show you the bearings. I mean, they could be a lot worse. As you can see, there's still oil and crud all over them, but for it's sitting for almost 10 years, I'm not that mad. Not mad at all. But the head, I don't really feel comfortable using because that thing has a ton of rust in it. Now, here's the difference. I don't know. The cam duration in the D21 to the S13 is different, so I'm going to have to do some research and figure out if I have to pull that cam out and use it in this head. This head looks super clean. I was going to say super fairly clean, but I was trying to say the valves look fairly clean. They don't have any corroder buildup on them, at least on the intake side. On the exhaust side, they got a little bit of buildup. Nothing too crazy. Don't know if you can really see. Yeah, you might be able to see it when I throw this footage on the computer, but we're going to snatch that head off. This is the block, or the engine that I bought. I'm going to snatch this off, use this head on this block. This block's going to go to machining. We're going to get it obviously hot tanked, bored, see what the bearings look like for the crank. I'll show you guys that. That's over here. Again, could be a lot worse. For an engine that was sitting. So that is the game plan with that. Everything's kind of just thrown out here because I'm trying to clean and organize and figure out what I am using, because a lot of the things on the D21 single cam are different, like the power steering pump's different, the drive pulleys are different, the alternator is probably different, so it's a real headache. If you guys ever think that a hard body single cam will work in an S13, just get a single cam out of an S13, because Jesus Lord. What were we saying, bro?
I don't know.
Is it good?
I'm trying to figure shit out. Yeah, it's good. Still a little trimming.
Yeah, that corner right here. Whoop. Alrighty guys, I'm going to throw the camera on the charger because the battery's dying as usual. I say this in every video. And then we're just going to mess with Winston's car, and I guess I'll just follow up with you guys sometime in the midweek when we figure out what we're doing with all the machining. It's going to go to Tachyon just like the CA did, so that's the game plan here, folks. I'll see you guys shortly. What's up, guys? So it's a little later in the night. We have both over fenders on the 350Z. Can't really see this side, but trust me, it's on there. I'll show you, I guess, maybe tomorrow or in another video, but those guys are on there. The head is off the D21 single cam. Laying over here, I have my junk of parts that need to go to machining. So does the block, so all that is squared away. Winston is a happy camper. His car looks like a drift car now. I'll see you tomorrow. Here's my cluster of parts from over the weekend. That's all the 240 stuff. This is the D21 stuff. I have a couple people interested in some of these parts because this block, crank, everything, the whole 9 yards is still good from the D21. And then I have my car loaded up with a bunch of KA parts. Now I'll run this through you guys real quick. This is the S13 block. Those are the pistons, and then the crankshaft is up here too. There's the crankshaft. And then here is the cam from the S13 head. Now it's not as bad as I thought it was. It's got this little bit of marking on here, and I called the machine shop and they said if it's just a little bit of surface rust and stuff, they'll be able to polish this off and save the cam. And I can't see why the crank can't be saved. None of the bearings were spun or anything. It looks like it was in somewhat decent condition. They're a little scarred up, but it could be a whole lot worse. I saw worse in my first KA. So I got all that stuff loaded up, and then I also have the D21 head that's right here. Got the valve cover on it, but here, I'll just lift it off real quick to show you guys. This is the head. It's extremely clean. What I'm going to be doing is pulling the cam out of this one and dropping the 240SX cam because the durations are actually different. I'm hoping that the journals themselves are the same, so that way we can just drop that cam in here. So if you are a single overhead cam fan, please let me know if you've ever messed around with this. That is going to be the game plan. I don't really think this head needs any sort of work besides being a reject. We'll check and see if the block is straight. The block is straight, we won't worry about that. We'll just get a new head gasket, get the bottom end machined, and make sure everything's all clean and straight. Figure out what we're doing about rings and bearings, and then we can go from there. So we're going to head over to Tachyon this morning. We're going to knock that stuff out. And then when I come back, we're going to start on my tension rod power brace. I have a spare tension rod over there because mine is jacked up on my passenger side, so that's replacing the passenger side. My driver one's good, so we're just going to jack the front of the car up, pull all that stuff out, weld up, or excuse me, I'm going to tack up all the power brace stuff on the car, then pull it all out, weld it all up, and then throw it back on the car. And then, yeah, that'll be it for the video, so I'll see you guys shortly. We are back at the garage now, and that random little clip that I threw in there was from the machine shop when I was getting ready to film like what I was doing, and then the guy started talking to me and asking me some questions, so that was just kind of thrown in there. But as you see, we're here at the garage. I'm getting ready to install the power brace. I just want to let you guys know that the white car will probably be on hold for a little while. We've got the block there to get cleaned up. The cam out of the old head, that's going to get polished. Hopefully that can be saved along with the crank connecting rods and the pistons themselves. They're going to see if they can get that all saved and get me back on the right track with that car. So as of right now, we are working on the power brace for the S13, well, the red one, I guess I should say. This is how I'm gonna differentiate these two cars, drift car and the nice daily car. But I've got the tension rods themselves pulled out, and I've already cleaned up the tension rod brackets. Those were pulled out and everything was all kind of cleaned up off camera. But here's the brace, the general idea of how it's going to sit in here. Obviously that's not perfect because I'm just holding it to show you guys. But I'm going to tack that guy up in there when I get her set. And then once that's tacked, I'll unbolt it and come over here and tack weld the dimple die plates on there. These are the reinforcement plates that go over the actual bracket themselves, and then these are the little gusset plates that add the strength. So that is the game plan. I will show you guys bits and pieces. Obviously I'm just going to tack that up. I'll show you that after I tack it up. I'll pull it out of the car, set it on the desk over here, and get it ready to burn in. I'll tack all the plates on there, weld in the actual brace itself, then I'll do that top triangle. So let's get to it, guys. So I've got the brace in between both of the tension rods. I tacked it up and welded it up on the car. It's not welded all the way around. I just put these small beads in these corners here so that way it's burned in. I'm going to go ahead and apply the rest of the weld now, and then I'll put my dimple plates over it and then my little gusset plates, and then we'll bolt her back up and throw the car back together, and it'll be just that easy. The only frustrating thing that I had to deal with was holding the bar up in between the brackets and then tacking it. It's a little finicky doing it by yourself. Probably having some welding magnets would give it, you know, or make it a lot easier for you. Somebody could hold it for you, but you need to be able to hold it in the right section so when you tack weld it, it doesn't shift or move on you, and it's just kind of a pain in the neck when you have somebody holding it and you're trying to weld and be all finicky with it. But that's that, guys. I'm going to go ahead and burn the rest of this in and then tack the larger plates on, and then we'll go from there. Alright, we are all burned in there. I went as far as I could go. I couldn't get it in between here. That was obviously a tight fit, but I went all the way up as far as I could. Now I'm going to go ahead and take the dimple die plates, set them in place, and then tack those guys up. Once those are tacked up, I'll flip it over, throw the little reinforcement guys, and we'll be set. Wanted to show you guys the test fitment really quick. It is bolted up and it's secured, welded all the way around, and it's looking great. I'm really liking the way it looks. I'm gonna go ahead and drop it now and get those dimple plates on. We are all done with the power brace. She is welded up and painted, as you guys can see here. I had a little bit of trouble with the fitment here. As you can see, this kind of looks like some booger welds. It was just so that I could penetrate along the side, because the fitment was kind of off, because this side was bent just a little bit, but other than that, she is all squared away. I have both sides welded. There's the top section here with the plate around the pipe, and same thing over here. So, nothing too crazy. Here's those welds in the inside for that dimple plate. Nothing too bad. I just went ahead and laid down some gold paint on the area that you'll see on the car. Nothing crazy, you know, some good old rattle can paint. I don't know when anybody will ever see this aside from when the car is jacked up, but we're going to go ahead and get her installed and throw the tension rods back in her, and then I'll show you guys the finished product in the car. We are all bolted in. Bam! There is the power brace. Tension rods are back in there. I didn't adjust them any, so I mean, either way I'm going to have to get in alignment, because I'm going to be replacing the subframe, lower control arms and such, but I don't think I'm going to be needing one right off the bat right now. There we have it, guys. She's all mounted in there. An awesome DIY kit from Nick Crow over at Murder Fab. So shout out to him if he checks out the video. Thank you again, dude. I really appreciate it. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this video up for you guys. Make this video short and sweet here. I do appreciate every one of you guys who check in with the 240SX updates. I know a lot of guys aren't really interested in this, so I don't really want to get rid of the car, because the car is really clean and I really want to enjoy it. The white car, I should say. But that's probably what's going to end up happening. I'm probably going to get it all cleaned up, getting her driving right. I'm going to try to put air conditioning in it, and then from there I'm going to post it online and try to get myself back into another Cummins. So with that being said, that's the game plan. Hopefully that'll work out. I've got a neighbor pulling up, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap this video up, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I will talk to you guys in the next video. Have a good one.